Less than a year ago, we were celebrating the victory over woke gaming. The feeble-minded losers lost and everyone was happy. And well, I celebrated also. But back then I said, guys, for now we're winning. Xbox has literally axed 50% of their new upcoming slop woke garbage. And other game companies that produced slop woke garbage, most notably Dragon Age The Veil, God, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and many others. These companies are now pretty much at the verge of bankrupt. Ubisoft is literally on the cusp of bankruptcy at this point, by the way, if you did not know. But at the end of the day, Awoke will be back. And, well, it's gonna take a little bit of time. They're gonna lay down low. But trust me, in a couple of months, maybe a year latest, they're gonna be back. And a year hasn't passed, and they're already back. And, well, they're more insane than they have ever honestly been. They haven't changed their game plan for this, which means they will fail again, naturally, because the average person absolutely detests what these people are, what these people stand for. But still, they are back, and it's annoying, and, well, sometimes it's funny. And in this case, it's sad, but kind of funny, honestly.
Hey, what's up, guys? Up here. So I'm sure everyone watching this video already knows one of the biggest problems plaguing the video game industry currently, and that is themes of colonialism in your favorite cozy games.
Oh no! Roads are bad. Did you not know? Civilization is bad. Culture is bad. Medicine, science, all bad things, obviously. Yes, I also don't like colonization in my games. I also want to live as an absolute savage. Based.
Yes, this is what happens when members of the gaming industry have too much time on their hands, and they start creating problems that can only be described as first world problems. One of the examples of something we're talking about today, a panel about decolonizing cozy games. Now, this was shared by Master of the TDS. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel in the description, but he shared an absolute doozy with us today, and this all comes from a recent expo called Game Dev.
Jesus. We just need to completely cut the funding for this crap, okay? Because make no mistake, the way that they do this, the way that they burn their way into these things is there's actually a lot of funds. Euro funds, US funds, not even USAID, that got cut for a lot of things, but there's still different funds. There's different funds for doing different X things, and these people, they probably have some kind of insane network, and where they just scour, oh yes, we can get this fund, this stipend for this thing, and then we can make whatever the fuck this is supposed to be, the video game, okay? And that's how they do this, because they don't have money.
Of Color Expo, which just wrapped up 2 days ago, and during this, there was a lot of different panels.
Well, also, by the way, as a black trans woman, as all of you should already know, this is not a joke. I have been referring to myself as a black trans woman for literally more than a year, so don't you laugh, bigot. Why was I not invited to this?
Talking about different things. Here's one other example. A panel about avoiding the yikes. A guide to working with sensitivity consultants. So it's very odd to see someone make their entire career.
My favorite thing is sensitivity consultants. Honestly, that is such a good grift in my opinion. This shit makes so much money.
About fighting a problem they describe as a yikes. Like, it sounds kind of goofy when you label what you think is so important as a yikes. But you can see...
we all know that actually means white people, by the way.
This is like the average consultancy group right here. You can see all the pronouns, everything from they to even they. How fun.
Wow.
And, well, you can see this is the description.
My favorite Vogue thing, by the way, was the Z-zer pronouns. And yes, that's how you pronounce them. They were the best. You know why they were the best? Because they were actually complicated. So, no one chose to use them because it was too hard to use them, so they gave up on that shit. That's my favorite thing about this. Oh, my Z-zer pronoun existence. Yeah, I was kind of hard, so I kind of gave it up on it. That's peak poetry right there, boys.
Description here. Do you have a great idea, but you're worried you might be getting something wrong or exaggerating in stereotypes?
No.
Maybe you want to create a diverse world, but need advice on how to do it.
Hell no.
Are your characters from different backgrounds and have different experiences than people working on your project? Where have you heard that one before? In this panel, our group of sensitivity and cultural consulting experts addresses when, how, and who to engage for consulting to level up your game and the benefits they can bring. They answer common questions and
Listen. All of these people are sensitivity consultants until they get robbed for the second time in San Francisco by a fentanyl addict. It is what it is.
describe common pitfalls when hiring or not hiring for sensitivity consulting. Sweet Baby Inc. wasn't just a company, it is an idea that is still spread throughout a lot of the industry. If you think they are gone, absolutely not. We're even going to see some Sweet Baby Inc. employees in this video today. Now, of course, the main talk I wanted to go over, which was shared earlier, is the Decolonizing Cozy Games. And this is a Sweet Baby Inc. employee right here in charge of it, saying what's so cozy about doing chores when you're at the center of the universe. We'll delve into cozy games.
The fact that these people don't even understand, by the way, the general appeal of a simple game where you do simple tasks and you get slightly rewarded because your in-game life gets slightly better and better. Is that not, by the way, the most absolute telling thing about these people? Is that just simply not the most telling part about all of this, honestly? The fact that they don't even understand the appeal of making your life better and doing something that's not an instantaneous, like dopamine gratification thing. I think this is truly telling. I think it's absolute insanity. And in any case, by the way, boys, like the video. And if you're on mobile device, hype the video. Anyone who does that, I thank you very much. It greatly helps me, my channel, and I appreciate you doing that. It takes less than a second. And in fact, if you think stuff like this is important, people need to hear about this stuff more, and you wish more people knew about it, like the video and hype the video, because that guarantees that more people will see this. If you think stuff like this is important, like, hype, and do all of that things. Thank you very much.
And how they uphold values of colonialism in their mechanics and narrative.
God, I love colonialism.
More than just being about vibes, cozy games project an idea of what is safe and rewarding for players and often promote values of capitalism by rewarding individualism and consumption. Yeah, unfortunately, it appears that when you're world building or building a civilization, these things might pop up. There might be some financial winners and losers, and it's very ironic to see people complain about themes.
Now, you know what's ironic? The fact that these people are asking exuberantly high prices probably for their consultation, and that all of that money they get is not going to the community, to a charity, to the betterment of life of others. It is going exclusively to reward in those individuals and their consumption habits. That's what it's doing. The irony
of capitalism in a video game, in a genre of video games, that only exists because of capitalism. That is the funniest thing. And same with the consultancy groups. They only exist because of capitalism. This is a very, very interesting approach here, but they're going to give us plenty of examples of what makes a game showing off these colonial aspects, if you will. And some of them are absolutely crazy. In fact, they would make games like Stardew Valley problematic.
Damn.
Stardew Valley, one of the pillars of cozy.
We recently talked, by the way, about Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley has And there is no real community of super mega Vokies talking about this game that much, but it's slowly creating. There slowly is driving up a community of insane lunatics who want to, well, vocify Stardew Valley. We recently actually talked about this.
Games, right? I'm pretty sure it was.
And already most of the people that interact with Stardew Valley media on YouTube or whatever, they already are pretty much in, the clutches, the grasp of woke censorship and ideals because they can't really speak out about or they get canceled. It's pretty insane.
Made by one person, and 10 years after release, it's still sitting at a casual 63,000 in-game players on a random Sunday afternoon. But this game is problematic. Yeah, it's actually colonizer themed. You know why? Because it has weather patterns. Yes, if your game, your cozy game, has weather patterns, you might be promoting colonialism. Did you know that? Did you know that colonizers control the weather?
Based.
Yeah, I'm not joking, but Master of the TDS would share some of the related information from this talk or presentation, however you want to describe it, and they give examples of colonialism in cozy games. First up, so many white people. Yeah, boo. We don't want to see white people in these games, right? That would be totally racist.
White people are evil, as we all know.
Racist to not exclude a group of people from existing in a video game genre. But yeah, we're not off to a very good start, but it's probably not too surprising to see this, especially from a Sweet Baby Inc. employee. Here's another one saying, the outside individual who saves the day. I'm not really sure which way they're kind of going with this.
I know exactly what this is.
Assuming maybe they're saying that, like, the outside person comes in and saves the simple civilization or helps build it or something, and that's somehow offensive, but...
Oh my god. You're not a Vogue scholar, okay? I actually know all the Vogue undertones that are exactly impacting these things. The outside individual who saves the day is bad because that means that the natives are poor and incapable of dealing with their own problems and they need outside individuals that colonize them and make them do the right choices and do the job for them because they're incompetent themselves, which is a negative stereotype. That's where that appears from.
The next one is very ironic for cozy games. It's colonialism if the land is there for the taking. I'm pretty sure, like, you could play Animal Crossing, and this would be an issue for them.
Yes, this is the concept of the fact that it doesn't matter if you come to a land and the native individuals of that land are like, oh yeah, go right ahead. But you can build build a house there, and you can have your friends come over and build houses there. Any kind of taking the land from any native people is evil because they are being duped, swindled, and are too stupid to understand that, which is extremely racist in of itself as a, basic thought. But I mean, that's the whole ideology in a nutshell, right?
Because you'd be like doing player housing or building things or taking from the land.
Actually, you know what, Rev? Shut up. You did your job, okay? Let's get into this. Corn and wheat make a number go up. Selling corn, selling wheat. These are the typical things that wheat is obviously the typical thing that is in cahoots with whiteness, especially European descendant whiteness, because it's the white man's food. Corn is, well, actually, it's a Native American thing, to be honest. They ate corn and whatnot. But the evil white man took over corn in America, and now corn is a symbol of oppression there. So that's a fun one. Nuclear family, two gender families. Obviously, a man and woman is evil. Based. The nuclear family is evil because, I mean, this is just the nuclear family in general being evil is because it incentivizes no other types of things existing because it's simply the best thing out there by a literal fucking by an incredible margin. So nothing can really compete with the nuclear family in terms of longevity and everything else. So the existence of the nuclear family just kind of endangers any other type of indulgent existence in these people's opinions because it's just the simply best and most reliable thing. Monochrome monochronic structures. I have to Google this. I don't remember what this was. But this, I don't remember. 4 seasons. I have no idea what the fuck 4 seasons. He wasn't joking, huh? 4 seasons. I have no idea why 4 seasons would be racist. Because other places don't have 4 seasons per se. Like for example, Britain has only rain again. No, not sure. Gregorian calendar. Well, that's obviously evil because Pope Gregor was the one who said that the make a calendar, and the calendar is so good that we're still using it today. It's this calendar is fundamentally Christian. Conveniently ancient civilizations. This refers to the fact that the old civilizations that are primitive cannot exist because that means that they can fail. That any kind of smaller civilization is doomed to failure and things like that. Spirituality is silly. This is the concept that most people with brain kind of look down on spirituality, but not in that sense that God is bad or whatever. This is just like, okay, can you can you stop like praying to this fucking rock because you say it has spirit in it? Can you stop that? This is what that's actually referring to. Referring to that, and the classic everyone's favorite straight old racism, boys. Beautiful. I mean, bad YouTube, bad. In any case, yeah, this seems Vogue. Is the whole video, by the way, this? Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's, well, Sweet Baby Ink is back, boys, and it's back with a vengeance. What can I say? Anyway, that was Rev says Desu 10 out of 10. Bye!